Mercedes Oestermann-Vanessen here. Before we get into the subject today of beliefs versus reality, I just want to bring your attention, as usual, to the risk disclosure, which you will find on my website. The link is below. Okay, truth versus falsehood is perhaps more important today than it has been for perhaps any time in our living history. Why? Because what you see is really not what you get. And this has been one of the subjects I have been covering in depth in my completely overhauled book, The Buddhist Trader, which was originally launched 8 years ago, and I have spent the last 4 weeks literally living under a rock, rewriting the book in between, keeping an eye on these mad markets. So, okay, and here we are right on topic, mad markets. My students would have known, certainly knew since December, I have warned anybody who was running long-only strategies, who was in longer-term positions, to be extra careful with longs. I have explained in detail why a sudden move, which to most people would appear totally out of the blue, was imminent. And of course, well, you know, history told us, and the week before it happened, I said, guys, we need to look at a really different strategy. If you haven't done this, you have to do it now. Anyway, that said, what really this is all about is developing the ability to see beyond what is. What do I mean? What I mean by this is, when you see beyond what is, you are looking at the underlying cause, which is always in the subtle energy field, of an event that will work its way through until it appears in your reality, in three-dimensional reality, in this case, of course, in the markets. This sell-off was on the cards. You could even see it building up over January in the daily charts, if you knew where to look. Just looking at the S&P would have not given you perhaps much of a clue. Now, this video is not about explaining to you how you look at it. We'd be here for hours. I will want to say one thing, though. In the Buddhist Trader, I explain exactly how our minds work, how the minds of the average person who has got no training works, and that's why they draw the incorrect conclusions. At the end of the Buddhist Trader, well, actually throughout the book, there are a number of exercises. The last section of the book contains many exercises, which, if you will do them, will help you greatly to see the bigger picture and see beyond the surface of things, because the surface invariably is always only a minutest of pictures, and therefore always wrong. So I invite you to go to Mental Strategies for Traders, my website, and if you're interested in receiving a special launch offer for the book, it will only be available for 48 hours. Please put your email address in there. I do not bombard people with emails. It's not my style. Don't believe in doing it. Don't have the time for it either. But if you're interested, leave your name. I will be offering a special launch price for 48 hours coming up this weekend. That is just for the ebook version. The book will also be available on Amazon, but we are having to get so all the editing and all this stuff done yet. Thank you as always for watching this video, and I look forward to sharing more with you shortly.